Welcome along, everybody. This is the morning show on Sports 101, and it is the Thanksgiving edition. We are really excited to be here bringing you the Sports Morning Show on Sports 101 here on YouTube. So, send the link and share the link, subscribe. Let's know what you think in the comment section, concerning the topics that we'll be discussing today. Follow us on all social media platforms. Yes, we are on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere you would find Sports 101. And so it's always going to be interactive with Sports 101. There's always something to talk about. There's always trending sports stories. There's always news. And so, you can just let's have interesting conversations on the page. On today's episode, we will be having a recap of, the Champions League. It was interesting in the Champions League on Tuesday and on Wednesday. For the English sides, it wasn't too good, but two teams made very huge statements in the Champions League on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. For Liverpool, Spurs, City, and Newcastle, they all lost in the Champions League, but Chelsea and Arsenal made very huge statements in the Champions League this week, beating two giants of European football. We'll get into that conversation as the show goes on. It was Estevao versus Lamine Yamal, and we'll look at how dynamic these players can be. Lamine Yamal is stuck out on the right-hand side. Just maybe he should start learning how to be versatile, maybe playing through the middle, maybe as a 10. Does it have to do with whether Hansi Flick can try him in different roles because of his quality? If he's not really having a good time against players like Ukarela, for example. So we'll look at all those conversations. And of course, there are Europa League fixtures tonight. There are Conference League fixtures tonight as well. And we will be previewing the top games in the top leagues across Europe and everywhere else this weekend, because Arsenal, after that win against Bayern Munich last night, are going to Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, who, by the way, blew Barcelona away in the Champions League on Tuesday night. So it's another blockbuster game in the Premier League this weekend, somewhere in London, between Chelsea and Arsenal. Yes, Man United go away to Crystal Palace. Liverpool, after losing again at Anfield against PSV Eindhoven, they will be going away to West Ham United. Yes, and we'll see how they can, whether or not they can get a result against West Ham United, who have started picking up points gradually in the English Premier League. So it's a very packed show today. We will be looking at Arne Slot. Some Liverpool fans are already calling for his head going forward. But something interesting is the fact that Liverpool have never sacked a coach that has won them the league. It's either his contract has expired, it's either the coach himself walked away. So are we on the verge of seeing Liverpool fire a manager that has just won them the league less than 6 months ago? It's interesting times at Anfield, and so we have a lot to discuss. We have a lot to be excited today on this Thanksgiving episode. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get right into the discussion. Welcome back, guys. This is the morning show on Sports 101, and I'm Sammy here, and Kofi is also here with me. Kofi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sammy.
You seem very excited.
I am excited. I am excited because Percy also just walked in. and then we get to talk sports. We get to talk football. We get to talk sports. We get to discuss all of the happenings. Definitely, Sports 101 is a place where sports truly belongs, and I'm excited. I'm
It's
excited.
the Thanksgiving edition.
Yes, yes.
What are you thankful for?
A lot of things. I am thankful for life. I'm thankful for good health. I am thankful for family and friends, and most importantly, I am thankful for the grace of God and everything that He has bestowed into my life. I am thankful for a good president. You understand? I don't know why you're excited. I am thankful for the NDC. I am thankful for President Mahama.
Yeah.
I am thankful for the Chief Justice. God has been good.
You're not thankful for Amorim.
I am very thankful for Amorim.
What is there to be thankful for about Amorim?
He's a fantastic manager. A manager who has shown that with a little patience, he can really get us to the top. Yes. So I'm thankful for a lot of
There are
things.
lots of things to be thankful
a lot
for.
of things to be thankful for. Yeah.
Percy, good morning.
Good morning.
It's Thanksgiving edition. How are you doing?
I'm good. By
And
God's
our
grace.
condolences to Percy and the family. Percy sadly lost his dad recently, a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah.
And
A week today.
a week today, and then so our condolences to Percy and the family, and we're sending you strength.
Oh.
But you know, football and sports is something that just makes you forget.
Oh, of course. Yesterday I
some of the
forgot all
pain.
my worries. I forgot my dad is dead. I was overjoyed with whatever happened yesterday, and that's enough for me to be thankful for.
Your team didn't play yesterday, but you were overjoyed.
You don't
because
know my team. I don't think
somebody
you don't know my
lost
team. My team played yesterday afternoon.
yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, Saudi League. They were playing
What's the
yesterday.
name of your team?
Al Nassr. Al Nassr. Oh, sorry.
Who is the coach of Al Nassr?
Oh, it's Jorge Jesus. I can give you our first 11.
Mm.
Yes. Yesterday, Joao Felix was phenomenal. So that's my team. So if you care to know.
How long have you been supporting them?
Oh, for like the past 3 years or more.
For
I
the
really
past
like
3
their
years?
project. Seriously, I checked whatever they were doing, and it's actually a very good. So yesterday, I am actually happy because of how things were going. My team really played well. Whatever happens in Europe is none of my business. I don't have a team there. I don't really have a team there. I am only objective. If you are not playing well, I will talk. If you are playing well, I will talk. So, in a nutshell, I am happy. Like you said, whatever happens, we give thanks to God. We can't really complain much.
Yes.
And all we can say is that we are grateful to God for the life He's given us. Thankful for everything. Today I had to be here. Yes, I had to be here today. Nothing could keep me away. I have to be here, so I'm here.
But we are not talking about Al Nassr. So why are you excited to be here?
Oh, we are sports pundits. We don't talk about our teams per se. We talk about, if you want us to talk about Al Nassr, I don't have a problem. We'll talk about them. But I am here because today a lot has happened.
Yes.
A lot has happened, and we have to dissect it. That's why we are here.
Well, guys, there's a lot to dissect, and somebody says that if you are from this part of the world, they call them Sakura, to bored people. And I hear somewhere in the UK, there has been a motion that if you call someone bored, you are body shaming the person, and so it's likely to become a crime to do that. But where we are, if you are Sakura, we'll say it.
Yeah, Sakura.
And when we talk about people that are bored, somebody says that they've been given a lot of heartbreaks and causing trouble since the crucifixion. And so if you're a Liverpool fan, I'm sure you're getting a first-hand feel of what it is to have a bored person leading the lines or at the helm of affairs. Good morning to Pius. He's all of a sudden, Pius is trying to self-motivate himself. I don't know where that is coming from.
Yeah. We told him the truth. He just refused to listen. I remember when the season began and they won those 5 matches, we kept preaching the truth that this team is not playing very well. Don't let the results mask the performances. probably they thought were a lot of haters there.
Yes.
You understand? But it's clear. It's clear. It's clear. Liverpool, Ghana does not have a defense minister. Substantive.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't
substantive,
have a substantive
defense
defense
minister.
minister.
We have an
We
acting.
don't- Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have a substantive. Talking about Liverpool, you understand?
But let me run by the results from the Champions League on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we get right into that conversation. Ajax start at home and lost their 5th game in a row in the Champions League. They played 5, lost 5. They lost to Benfica, Jose Mourinho's Benfica, by 2-0. It was Galatasaray 0, Union Saint-Gilloise 1, Bodo Glimt 2, Juventus 3, Borussia Dortmund 4, Villarreal 0, Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0, Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. Manchester City, we don't know what Pep was thinking. I don't know what was the rationale behind that lineup he put out there, but it was City 0, Bayer Leverkusen 2, Ade Etihad, and Marseille 2, Newcastle United 1, Napoli 2, Karabakh 0, Slavia Prague and Athletic Bilbao played out a goalless draw. Copenhagen were 3-2 winners over Kairat Almaty. Paphos, remember I told you about them. They've been spoiling a lot of slips, and so they didn't allow Monaco get 3 points. And so it was Paphos FC 2, AS Monaco 2, Arsenal 3, Bayern Munich 1, Atletico Madrid left it late to beat Inter Milan by 2-1. Very, very late winner there. Eintracht Frankfurt 0, Atalanta 3. Another surprising result. Liverpool 1, PSV Eindhoven 4. I don't know whether to call that surprising or not, but we'll talk about that. Olympiacos 3, Real Madrid 4. Paris Saint-Germain 5, Tottenham 3. Very interesting game. And Sporting CP 3, Club Brugge 0. And so if you look at the standings, Arsenal still maintaining their 100% record with 15 points. PSG on 12, Bayern Munich on 12, Inter in 4th position on 12, Real Madrid 12 points, 5th position, Borussia Dortmund 6th on 10 points, Chelsea 7th on 10 points, and Sporting CP 8th on 10 points. Man City just closely behind, also on 10 points, together with Atalanta in 9th and 10th. So those, first to 8 automatic places are really, really being contested for keenly. Guys, let's start from Anfield. What happened at Anfield last night?
You want me to go?
Yes.
Okay. What happened is that when there was a
The
meeting?
lineup was solid from Liverpool. What went
So
wrong?
wait, is it the
was a
names
solid-
on paper?
Yeah, on paper.
or-
It was.
Now, with whatever happened yesterday, actually, when the whole match started, I was actually at church.
Okay.
So I was at church and I saw it looks like Liverpool scored first. Oh no, they scored first and
Liverpool equalized, yeah.
Liverpool
Liverpool
equalized,
equalized. I was like, oh, this is Anfield. So just after church, I said, oh, let me check. But before I checked, I got to know the score. Not because I checked, because when I walked out of church, I just heard a very loud noise. And I knew this loud noise.
The area boys are everywhere.
This loud noise is not from the usual people that I know. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a loud noise because Liverpool has lost. But I got to realize that it was that loud because of the manner in which they were actually defeated. Now, we were saying something earlier that Liverpool had to, should I say, mask whatever they were really facing during the first 5 matches of the season, and they thought everything was all right. Now, I would stay by this, that last season's league win is one of the league wins that have happened. It looks like Liverpool's past 2 trophies they've won in the Premier League were all attributed to something that happened. The first one was COVID, so we can put it aside. The second one,
But COVID affected everybody. It wasn't just Liverpool.
see, no matter what happens in the next 100 years, there will always be an asterisk on that trophy.
Why?
Why do you think?
But everybody played without
why do you
fans.
think that to date, Lakers fans still have that issue with LeBron that he's not done anything for them? He's won the championship for them, but they still put an asterisk to it that, oh, it was a bubble. It was a
Because it
bubble
was in
because
2020.
not everything did not align as it should be. There was there were things that happened. So they would always be that say, oh, he has won 3+1. They won't say 4. Liverpool 2020 league that they won had issues, COVID and all of that. Although they were impressive in the first part, but anything could have happened because post-COVID, Liverpool never were like they were before. And with this season, now last season when they won the league, it was Arsenal who were very inconsistent, United that was going through transition, Chelsea, Maresca was just toying with Chelsea, and every other team. Look at Tottenham. Tottenham almost was in the bottom half with United. And all of these teams that could have given a matchup for them were just messing up. So Liverpool actually had a run of that because they actually did not have anyone competing against them. Now, apart from that too, you had Slot coming into a team where he had managed to have Klopp, his predecessor, beefing up, because before he left, he had brought in Djibojila, he has brought in McAllister, he had brought in all of these players just to make up for things. So when Slot came in, when other teams were either trying to adapt with a new manager or new player, because United had then had Ten Hag with also Amorim coming in, Maresca had just moved in. City had now brought in new players in Mamouche and all of that, trying to put things together. Arsenal was just being Arsenal. They were just trying to be consistently inconsistent. So they had a run of their life. They won the league.
Slot was also new.
I'm saying that with Slot, he came to a team that had been winning over the years, had also had players who had fit in very well. So everything had aligned for them. Everything had aligned for them. Now, with this season, they made one of the worst decisions in their lives. One, they brought in a number 10 when Liverpool had not played with a number 10 for God knows how long. I don't remember the last time they had a number 10. After Coutinho left, they've never had a number 10. They've always played with their pressing game, with mechanical midfield and wing backs who were just top notch. Now you bring in a number 10 when you were never playing a number 10. Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. Alexander-Arnold had even had a Guinness Book of Record of the defender with the most assists, meaning that most of your assists were coming on the flanks. Alexander-Arnold left and you brought in a Jeremy Frimpong, who had never played in the league. Apart from that, when Nunez was there, Nunez might not be the player who was scoring the goals, but Nunez was very, very influential in their pressing. Apart from goals, he was very good with that. Nunez had to leave. Then you bring in a striker who never presses in the shape of Ekitike. Then you bring in an unstable striker whom you have chased for a very long time, had not done pre-seasons with you, was not training, was having a whole turmoil with his team, and you bring him in to compete with Ekitike, who was also on form for the first 5 matches. Apart from that too, a player who was able to dispose of Sadio Mane in the shape of Luis Diaz. You did not renew his contract. You made him leave for Bayern. Look at what he's doing in Bayern. And there was no replacement for him. There was practically no replacement for Luis Diaz. And you wanted Asad, now if I ask you what position does Cody Gakpo play, you wouldn't even be able to tell me whether it's a center forward, a right wing, a left wing, and number 10. So Diaz went with no replacement. Alexander-Arnold had a player who came in to replace him, not in the best as he was. You also, because Jeremy Frimpong was playing in a wing back role in Leverkusen. But Liverpool plays in a flat 4-3-3, which is not the same. Yeah. And apart from that too, you bring in a Florian Wirtz, who was a typical number 10 in the German league. But in Liverpool, they don't have anything like a number 10. Then you have a Salah who is also fading away. So it was always going to catch up with them. The Alexander Isak deal is and Florian Wirtz is one of the two worst. I'm surprised when it had to do with Paul Pogba as a central midfielder and with scoring about 4 to 5 goals in his first season, even in his first 15-20 matches. It made it sound like that is the worst player who had ever been bought to ever play in the league. He was bought for 89 million. And you have a Florian Wirtz for 100 million, and Isak breaking the record in the Premier League. And as now he has just a goal and not even in the league. So I don't know what actually happened to Fenway, but the acquisition of players who didn't fit the role and fit whatever Liverpool stood for as well as the coach riding on in quotes luck. Because if you take away Leicester City, who won the league in 2015-16 and was out of top 4, and Chelsea, who won the league in 2014-2015 and in 2015-2016 was out of the first 10, this is the worst ever in the history of the Premier League. Because as of now, they are bottom half in the Premier League. They are not in the first 10. And in the Champions League too, it doesn't seem like anything is going on. And things will keep on going worse because with the acquisitions, the funny thing is that you bring in players who do not fit into your system, yet you keep the system you are playing. And as of now, they have not had the same lineup repeating for like the past 10 matches, because today you have to play Vit on the 10, the next time you play him on the 11, the next time on the 7, the next time Salah is benched, and when it's complaining, Salah starts. Then it's today is Eketike, the next day it is Isak, the next day you play the two of them, and there are even some matches he benches both of them and he will start Cody Gakpo. So for Liverpool, it was written in the stars. I don't see the lights at the end of the tunnel. I don't see. The tunnel is shut, or the tunnel has been extended. They have a long spell in darkness. And funny thing is that it's more or less like, I always say this, that whenever United is on top, Liverpool comes down. The two of them have never been on the same level ever in terms of their success. But this is the first time in a long time that the two of them are all in the wilderness. And I don't see any magic happening. A change of coach or a change of manager, I don't think will do the difference. Some players would either have to leave or they have to bring in a whole new crop of players just to buttress whatever system they are playing.
Well, guys, the Liverpool fans, I'm sure, I've gotten some messages that we tend to bash Liverpool a lot. And the Liverpool fans have been complaining about their team. So what we want to do is that we would want to get some of the Liverpool guys here in the studio to come and explain themselves. So you don't agree with whatever analysis that the guys are making about Liverpool, come and give your own analysis. I'm going to do a very, very quick roll call. So if you hear your name, you have about 72 hours to prepare yourself, because Monday, somebody has to come and speak on behalf of Liverpool here in the Sports 101 studio. Class rep, Pius Hayford.
He's just back door.
You've been summoned. Kofi Boachi.
Kofi Boachi team.
Kofi Boachi team, you've been summoned. Victor Thompson.
Hey.
He always has a lot to say about Liverpool.
About Florian Wirtz.
Victor Thompson is also on that list. Benjamin Ampa is on that list. So, Mr. Benjamin Ampa, yesterday, he's my very good friend. When Liverpool lost, he posted the picture of himself in Liverpool's dressing room when he went to Anfield. And so I know he was speaking from posting from a point of pain.
Yeah.
Now there's Jayola King, another Liverpool staunch supporter. There's Aquinas Knox. Wherever you are in the world, Knox. I know you will see this video. You've also been called. And also Gloriata.
Hey, back door.
Gloriata G. Sikam PDD.
G Love
Atta. Yes. I saw her this morning.
G Love.
So you are around. And so you've also been summoned. So if you hear your name, or if you've heard your name, you are being invited to the Sports 101 studio. Come and speak on behalf of your team. Let's know what exactly is going on with Liverpool. As for Man United, that's not the bone of contention now. We've heard about United all the time. And so this time around, we'll be talking about Liverpool. So on Monday, you are being invited, special invitation to the Sports 101 studio. Come and remove your mouth.
So you are saying that they will lose against West Ham on Sunday over the weekend?
Where is the hope?
Okay.
They are going to
the London Stadium.
The London Stadium.
Yeah, it's a fearful ground.
Yeah. Whether win, well, they might win, but they haven't won in how many matches?
I don't know. I don't remember the last time Liverpool won.
So if you are a Panther, who are you supposed to go for?
Oh, West Ham. West Ham will beat them.
West Ham will beat
them.
Liverpool.
West Ham will beat them. Yeah.
But they will have a lot more confidence if they win that game to come here on Monday and come and defend their team. But irrespective of the results, you're invited to the studio.
Yeah.
Kofi, what happened with Liverpool?
Team Negu. Team
Yesterday?
Negu. Egu. You know, Percy is a church boy, so he doesn't like speaking
Is
directly.
their problem also spiritual, like Man United?
Yeah, very. You see, the devil does not give free lunch. The devil does not give free lunch. Into me feel dueling your ball.
All of a sudden, you won the league. Why they
How can slots where did slots come from to win the league?
just like that?
You can-
Maybe they're asking him to make some sacrifice he cannot make.
he cannot make. They ask him to grow his hair. No, what is happening to Liverpool is abnormal. It doesn't meet the eye. There is more to it than what we see on the natural. I think that Liverpool, they are in serious spiritual crisis. And then they are in a serious tacto-technical crisis. That's
Is
one
there a
of
cure
them.
for that?
Which one?
Is there a cure for that?
Oh, the only cure is that they have to sack Slot.
Is that really what Liverpool need?
They need to sack the manager. Honestly, they do. Look, when players lose belief in the manager, my good friend Albert Abibi will tell you that players can do a lot of things, weird things. You understand? When they start losing belief in the manager, you'll be amazed the things they will do and the lengths they will go to throw the manager under the bus. Look at what happened yesterday. Nobody can tell me that Van Dijk did not intentionally catch the ball.
You
No,
look at
I mean, how can you tell me that story? How can you tell me Van Dijk did not catch the ball intentionally?
I've watched replay over and over and over again, and I don't understand.
And you know, this is your club captain. He told the boys, I say, Yenchibo and Padino was lacking. We are all Dutch people, but Padino Yadi. Yenchibo and Yenchibo. How can you go into the air for somebody who we are told is the best defender to have played in the APL? How? No, Sammy, you do not do that. And you look at the body language. Did you watch the interview of Curtis Jones after the game?
No.
Brutal.
Tell us about it.
He went for Roy Keane. Roy Keane was brutally honest about the situation. Went criticizing his other teammates, said a lot of things about the manager, and all of the things that ordinarily, diplomatically, you do not expect players to be making after a game of the magnitude. So a lot of people have said that, yeah, and you have said, I mean, you have reiterated the fact that Liverpool is not one of those coaches, those clubs, who sack their coaches, especially when they win the league title. But Sammy, losing 9 out of 12, even with Amorim, that's with so much lambast and berate,
He won't do that.
he can't do that. You understand? And in the last 3 games, they've lost by a 3-goal margin. In the last 3 games. So they lost 3-0 to City. They lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
And then they lost by 4 goals to 1 against PSV Eindhoven, who had never gotten any sort of results against Liverpool. And it was not just about the results. It was about the performance. It was about the body language of the players. It was about the players who are supposed to be leaders in that team. Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, McAllister, all of those other boys. You understand? Look, Liverpool need a system tear down. They need a system tear down. And for me, I am not too excited they are having to go through this patch. You understand? Because, look, I'm sorry to say this, but this is the Liverpool we grew up watching. I grew up watching. You understand? I thought they had turned the corner when all of a sudden, after 30 years in the wilderness, they had come back to relevance again. But look, forget about everything that anybody will say. Cut your losses and move on. The manager is the problem.
The season is gone for Liverpool.
The season is gone. Where is the belief coming from? Where is the belief coming from? For every game that you watch Liverpool play, you are guaranteed, just like taxes and debts, that they are going to concede a goal.
True.
So, I mean, and you cannot tell me, look, they are some of the best players in the league.
Of course.
Player for player. In the top 3 category. Probably take away Arsenal and to a large extent City. Liverpool is there. Player for player, quality.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that this is a collection of players who have just gone bad overnight. There is something wrong with the Liverpool setup. And look, you cannot look beyond the manager. The manager is out of his depth. He does not know what is happening.
Shouldn't players be called out?
No, in the organogram of running football teams, you can call out players, but the buck stops at the doorstep of the manager. At the end of the day, if I am Percy, I'm a player, and I'm Kofi and you are Sammy, we can only play to the formation that the manager asks us to do.
Course.
Obviously, before we walk onto the pitch, the manager would have labeled out or carried out extensively to us the roles that we need to play on the pitch. You understand? So we can only go on the pitch and implement the plans of the manager. We cannot do things that suit us because we have been playing for that long. You understand? So you cannot insulate. Yes, I believe that the players do have a responsibility. You understand? If the players are not doing the basic things right, they are not running, they are not putting in the energy, they are not putting in the work, you can question their commitment. But this you can see is purely technical.
Yeah.
In the past, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you cannot play through Liverpool easily like you see them being played through today.
Yeah.
Now, only one now before with the ball, like how can PSV walk to the Anfield and then just be playing with Liverpool?
3-4 years, no defeat at home, and now
look, this is a manager who lost only 4 games, I'm told, or 3 games in the league. Last 10. In 12 matches, he's lost 9. And there are many more matches to come. There are about 40 or 30 games to come, if you consider the cup games and all of those other things. So, Sammy, if you did the AP or the GP, Percy is the math student here. You do the arithmetic progression or the geometric progression. You can, if it's lost 9 out of 12, you can extrapolate to 40.
Yeah.
You understand? You can do all of that. You understand? It really does not look pleasant from where I sit. And I think that the earlier Liverpool cuts their losses, the better it will be for them.
Well, the new Takrady guys have announced their presence in the comment section. So let us know what you also think in the comment section concerning Liverpool, especially the Liverpool fans. Let's know what you think about what's going on at Liverpool. Can it get better? I'm waiting for Percy to give us the results of the calculations. Let's know hypothetically how many games Liverpool are going to lose this season if you look at the current trend. But another game that was quite interesting in the Champions League on Tuesday was at Stamford Bridge. And honestly, I have never seen Barcelona battered in such a manner. Yes, I was not necessarily expecting Barca to get 3 maximum points from that game. And I was even more convinced when I saw the lineup, especially the midfield of Barcelona. It brings us to that point I've always talked about. Chelsea do not have extraordinary players, but they have players that would always give 100%, run 90 minutes, and give their best for this team. And that is something that we saw from Enzo Maresca's side. Right from the blast of the whistle, there was no breathing space for Barcelona.
Chelsea, 21 gun salute. 21 gun salute. You understand? I mean, I think that if you look at the performance they put on Tuesday, there's a reason probably they are the biggest club in London. You understand?
Are they?
I think they are.
Ahead of Arsenal?
I think they are bigger than Arsenal. There's a reason they are bigger than Arsenal. When was the last time Arsenal won the Champions League again? Was the last
Won
time?
won the Champions League. They've gone to one final. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were in the
You
final
know,
19 years ago.
recently I chanced upon the fact Arsenal have never defended a league title before.
Never.
Only 3 teams have defended the league title.
United, City, Liverpool.
Arsenal have.
Not even Liverpool, the Premier League.
Our Premier League,
But
Chelsea.
have defended.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
City, and United.
Chelsea is even just once.
Oh, so. And I'm also told that Arsene Wenger in 22 years won
He won-
only
he
three
won three Premier
leagues
League.
Yeah,
of the
3.
league.
Yes.
So an average of 1 every 7 years.
Yes.
Wow.
So you can say the Arsenal in itself.
Between the first and the
Yeah,
second
yeah,
was even 4
overrated.
years. Yeah.
So Arsenal is a problem.
98. So between the first and the second was 4 years. 98, 2002, 2004. That was it.
Hey,
No. 2002, 2003 was Van Nistelrooy's year. United won it.
yeah.
Chelsea won 4-5, 5-6,
5-6,
9-10, 14, 15.
Yes, Percy is back.
Giving us the mathematical.
That's what they won. Then 16, 17. Arsenal's first title. That was Wenger's first season, 97, 98. The United won 99, 2000, 2001, 3 straight. Then Arsenal won at United's home. Last match, a Sylvain Woutard goal. 1. The United didn't just a draw.
Remember that game?
Then
Yeah,
they
I do.
won.
Yeah.
Then United won again. Van Nistelrooy, 2003. Then Arsenal won Invincible, 04. That was it. 19 years.
And then Chelsea did
Now,
double. And
yeah,
United did
double.
the
United treble again. Then 1-1-1-1-1-1. So Arsenal 22 years.
Oh. They haven't won the league.
Yes. So
trophy
by
for
if
20.
they don't win this, it will be 22. For now, 21 years.
Oh. Wow. Well, back to the Chelsea game.
Back to Chelsea.
I think Barcelona is overrated. And you know, I think Barcelona has all the flex and the muscle they show around because they play in the La Liga.
I wouldn't disagree.
Because if Barcelona were playing in the EPL, first of all, they wouldn't even be allowed to play in the EPL.
No.
You understand? They would have been put into administration.
It will be like Barry.
Or Portsmouth.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean,
They will be dissolved.
so look, they are who they think they are because of their jurisdiction. But I also have serious qualms about the quality that it is in the La Liga. Because look, when you saw the game on Tuesday, you realized that there was always going to be one winner.
Yeah.
The energy levels, the physicality levels of the Chelsea players, they were on another spectrum. And then I think that technically and tactically, Maresca outtaught Flick. We've spoken about the lineup. I was surprised to see Pedro Neto being played as a false nine, and then flanked by Garnacho and then Esteban. You understand? And then, like we said on Monday, he puts Reece James together with Caicedo, Moses Caicedo, and then Enzo Fernandez in the middle. I think that was a tactical masterstroke because the plan is simple. Barca are always going to adopt the high line. They have a defense that is not the quickest. You understand? So when you have Jules Koundé together with Bayer, yes, they look physically fit and all of that. But you look at the center of defense, there's Arojo playing, there's what's the name of Kubasi. Yeah. Also there, who he's young, he's a bit quick. But they are not adept to playing against players who are quick in transition and physical, and then like to play on their shoulders. You understand?
Chelsea actually scored 5 in that game.
Exactly the point.
So looking at
VAR had to make the scoreline respectable for Barcelona. It was a work of VAR. You understand? You know, Barcelona are friends with the VAR. I mean, from time immemorial.
The flaws of the high line as well contributed to that.
For me, I think that you cannot take any credit away from Chelsea. They were absolutely superb over the course of 90 minutes. And look, this morning I read an article suggesting that Barcelona are worried about Lamine Yamal because they think that he's been made a scapegoat by opposing supporters. You understand? Barcelona are not a serious club. you do not allow an 18-year-old just broken virginity to dictate the terms and mandates of the club. You do not allow an 18-year-old to hijack everything publicity about a club. You do not bang your hopes on an 18-year-old who does not even know what it is that the world is about. And for me, yes, I mean, we all understand that Barcelona are going through very difficult times. And so when somebody bursts onto the scene and is supposed to be the face of the project, yes, we all I know that you have to give him the support, but you need to apply a lot of common sense. The level of freedom and leverage they have given Yamal, and then subsequently not guarding some of the comments that he's making in the eyes of the media and towards rival teams, I think it's appalling, disgusting, nauseating. You understand? Football has always been a noble sport. And as much as you don't like another team, you do not disrespect them in the eyes of the public. That is ungentlemanly. There's a reason why they always say that football is a gentleman's game. Because you need to respect opponents. You need to respect the principles of fair play. You need to respect the principles of diplomacy. You understand? You can banter, but there are lines you do not cross. So you allow an 18-year-old boy to be saying nonsensical stuff about Barcelona, about Real Madrid, sorry. You allow an 18-year-old to be making nonsensical comments about Chelsea, to be disrespecting them publicly. I think that it doesn't sit well with me. And for me, I think that Chelsea gave them a reality check, and a proper reality check also. The whole of Europe is taking note. Truth of the matter is that Barcelona, really, I do not think they are so close to the Champions League. They are too far away.
Well, Percy, looking at this Barcelona side, we saw Lamine Yamal. We saw where he played for Barcelona. He's always active on that right-hand side. But we saw Cucurella really do a good job. And, you know, in my opinion, I think he wasn't so bothered about Lamine Yamal. Because if you see that first goal, the assist from the right-hand side, what was he doing there? Obviously, he wasn't so worried about Lamine Yamal, but he did an excellent job. Now, the question is, yes, he's a young player, but does Hansi Flick have to start looking at other areas where he can deploy this young player, make him a versatile player? Because obviously he had a hard time on that right-hand side. And looking at how Chelsea bossed that midfield, just maybe Barcelona needed somebody who is more of a ball carrier, somebody that can actually, you know, hold on to the ball in that number 10 role. Maybe he should have switched to the middle.
I'm coming to mention a couple of players, their names, and you tell me what they have in common. Alen Halilovic, Bojan Kekic, Christian Teo. I want you to take note very well. Giovanni Dos Santos and his brother, the other Dos Santos. Now, tell me which of these players... okay, let's add Ansu Fati. Tell me which of these players, when they best out at 18, Yamal is better than. You tell me. You tell me. Bojan Kekic, under 17, he met Ghana. He did us some dirty. That was when Sadiq Adams and Ransford Osei were at their peak. What he did to us, that was, I watched that match very well, Spain versus Ghana. Then under 20 World Cup. He was touted as Messi. In fact, when he burst onto the scene, he was better than Messi at that age. Fast forward, that's whatever happened. I want to talk about it. Yeah. But what has happened is that it is not, I don't know why the media is making it look like he's a generational talent. No, he's not. Yamal is just a PR, he's a PR, should I say, product. He is not a player we have never seen burst onto the scene. The only reason why his case is different was that he came at a time Barca needed somebody. You think if Messi was there, Suarez was there, or Neymar was there, he would have been given that chance? All of these players, what they had in common was that there was a certain Messi during their time that never gave them the chance to ever burst onto the scene. It doesn't take away the fact that it means Ansu Fati, Yamal is one player that has never been witnessed before. We are talking about Barcelona here. And Barca is more or less like they have their hands tied because they are in in an era or at a time that they need somebody to be a face of them.
Is he more important in that Barcelona team than Rafinha?
I'm coming. They want somebody to be a face of them. And Barca, as you know it, for all of this time, have either had a player who has to come from La Masia, who is always the face of Barca for all of this time, but they want a player carved in a certain niche. For Messi, of course, because he was from La Masia, so he was able to be in that niche for them. But remember, Barca had a player like Juan Roman Riquelme, with a number 10 jersey, but they never saw him as, because they didn't see him to have that aura. He played ball as best as you could. In fact, he's one of the best number 10s in the 21st century. That's the early part of it. But he was never seen in that state. Even the time that they had Rivaldo won Ballon d'Or, won World Best, but they still want somebody with that aura. Now with Rafinha, with everything he has been, they saw Yamal as, okay, he is that person that can easily be sold to the people. And he has that aura. You know, Rafinha would not have all of these banters and all of these things as Yamal would. So he had to be projected. And it is, when it comes to PR, Barca, Madrid, you can't say a team does it better than them. They pushed him. And you were talking about Hansi Flick. What can you do to this? I told you something the last time, that German coaches are concerned about your output. If it has to do with your man management and coming to your personal level, and they don't do that. That is not with German coaches. They don't go to that level. Jurgen Klopp would not do that. Tuchel will not do that, to come to that level and manage the players' personal stuff. No. Hansi Flick, they are more like, give me what you have to give me on the field. That is it. They are not like the Spanish coaches who would be like, okay, Italian coaches, the Portuguese coaches, yeah, I have to come to the players' level. No. Germans are not that emotional. And it has to deal with the Barca fraternity. So it's more or less like the whole of, if you take the organogram, it's like there is no coordination, there is no control. And with where the guy is taking this whole, the funny thing is that all of the great players who have come or who have been to do the same for these years, until we had this Yamal thing, you would never have a player before a match come, and this is not like it's boxing, that he will come and talk about the team and rant and all of that. And funny thing is that he has never delivered on any of the things he said. He comes, he talks, he goes, he's defeated. And the defeat is also very, very disgracing. Starting from Nations League all the way to this time. And the funny thing is that you don't see Barca as a team coming and bringing a statement afterward, even with the Real Madrid issue. Barca did not even come out to even apologize on anything. Real Madrid is everything Barca dreams to be. That is something that Marco Roy said in 2013. And you are coming to play an El Clasico. Even the two presidents sit together and go for a dinner. How much more you? And you don't have, your name is not engraved in the annals of even El Clasico. Is it the 2 goals or the 3 goals you've scored? And this thing they are doing is really hurting Barcelona. What he's doing is really hurting the team. And over time, from last season, when he was playing without talking, of course, the spotlight was on him and he was delivering without talking. But now, you meet Chelsea. Chelsea has been the nemesis of, not even Real Madrid. Even when they had Ronaldinho, even when they had Messi, even when they had Emerson, Chelsea has always been their nemesis. You meet them and it is so difficult. Messi had to go for over 10 years before he was able to score at Stamford Bridge. So that should tell you that Chelsea as a team is not a team that is easy to beat, especially when it comes to Barcelona. So such comments should not come from you. And when he made such comments, he did not even get Barca to come and probably have a statement that, oh, what he said does not represent whatever the club upholds and whatever. After it, you've not also heard anything. And this is a player who is holding the whole team to ransom. I said that his second position in Ballon d'Or last year is the biggest robbery in awards in football. Lamine Yamal being second. I still can't fathom what is the reason. Even in his team, he wasn't even the second best. You have Inigo Martinez, you had Pedri, you have what do you call it, Rafinha. Yet you projected the wrong person. He was second, and even the antics he had to bring a whole entourage just to be second. And with all of these things, so right now, any big team that meets Barcelona is probably waiting for a motivation. They are not waiting for their own psychologist too. Now their psychologist is Lamine Yamal. Come and give us hope. Come and talk to us. Diss us. Put us in a state that will psych us so that we meet you and beat you. And it has been happening. So now it's like it is already, like Kofi said, Barca is, Iluhanas even said it, that in any sane or any organized environment, Barca should not allow to operate. They should not be allowed to operate. You can't owe over 1.2 billion as a club or as an entity and still operate. And with all of this, it's more or less like because of their name and because of the La Liga that they find themselves in, and they are even now going to sue their own La Liga president just because he leaked their financial details, which is inevitable. Whatever happens, it was going to come out. Barca have issues. They really, really have issues. And to allow this guy to hold them to ransom, and I don't know if in his contracts, apart from he taking penalties, he playing the free kicks, he not being substituted before it is time. You also have probably a clause that when you talk, nobody should say anything, because it is really hurting them. Now, to talk of Chelsea, now I say Chelsea is the most radioactive team I have ever seen. Radioactive, very spontaneous. You don't know what to expect from them. Before Club World Cup, in fact, they are one of the worst teams you can think of. Before you find them in the final, in fact, everybody is thinking about how many goals PSG is going to score before you realize they've won. Since then, we thought they were going to replicate the same thing in the league. They win today, they lose tomorrow. They win today, they lose tomorrow. And if you meet a team like this, I have always I call them Basa team. They are bad this season. They are good next season. They can be bad for 2 seasons. They will come away. The 2021 Champions League they won, and the 2012 Champions League they won, are 2 of the most bizarre Champions League wins ever since 1956. Because you don't know, they will find their way. They will pass here. They will pass. So a lot of football people have said that Chelsea do not have a template. They don't have a format. They don't have a football they play. They just know that we have to win. They win. The players they are supposed to win with 1 or 2. They realize that they are not good enough. They ship all of them out. They go for another crop. They win. They ship all of them out. They go for another crop. They win. So for me, this is Chelsea being Chelsea. Check this weekend. Whom are they playing against?
Playing Arsenal.
You will see what they will go and do. Then the next match, they will do some magic and just come out of their shell and look at the players they were playing with. Fofana and who were even the 2 players.
Shaloba.
This is a player they wanted to sell last season.
Yeah.
They couldn't get a buyers for him, and he came back, and all of a sudden he is starting. What's the name of that player? Is it Badiashile or whatever? Yeah. Is he still there?
Yeah.
A team that has two Fofanas in one team. One is a defender, one is a striker. One has been sold. And now, how many of them are on loan? Now, about 20 something. 15 players on loan. Okay. So that is Chelsea for you. So if we say we are the Chelsea discussion is a whole new thing. So for me, because of history and because it's Champions League, it was inevitable. They were going to win. They were definitely going to win. But with the margin in which they went, Barca were just arrogant. They just they took Chelsea for granted. But this is Chelsea, and this is Champions League. And when they come to Champions League and they meet Barca, it's like prime AC Milan or prime Real Madrid, and they will deliver. So for me, it wasn't news. It was just the type of result that came out. It should really humble by a Barca, but Hansi Flick is a German. Those people, they are very, 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 very incorrigible. They will not change their system. They will go on playing the same high line. And this season, like Kofi said, I don't see them winning the league. Although Madrid is they will stumble a little, but I don't see them winning the league. I don't see them winning Champions League. Probably maybe a Copa del Rey, or they might even go trophyless.
Well, guys, let's take a quick turnaround, and when we come back, we would talk about Real Madrid. We would preview the weekend round of matches. And top of that is Chelsea against Arsenal. And of course, I'll tell you about Nkunim Phones when we come back. This weekend, Barcelona are coming up against Deportivo Alaves. It's a game that we expect Barca to win. But what's your prediction for that game?
Well, I think Barcelona should easily go through the motions with that. It's the La Liga, it's Alaves. You understand? It's not Chelsea. So they should be able to get all the 3 points. I mean, I think that when it comes to some of these fixtures in the La Liga, Barca can turn up and get the 3 points. So I expect them to get anything barring a 3 points will be an absolute shock to me.
Okay, but let me tell you about Nkunim Phones. Nkunim Phones is your one-stop shop where you get everything phone accessories, including whatever phone that you want. I always tell you, if you want your high-end phones, your mid-range phones, from Samsung to Huawei to Infinix, Techno, whatever it is, Google Pro, iPhones, you get everything at Nkunim Phones, and they are located at the Takrady Market Circle, just around the Bank of Africa. They have a huge sign there, so you would find Nkunim Phones right there at Takrady Market Circle for your accessories, your protectors, your cases, your chargers, everything that you need when it comes to technology. You find it at Nkunim Phones. So just make your way there and then let them know that you heard about them from Sports 101, and then you get something really, really nice. Very good prices and good discounts if it's coming from us. So mention Sports 101, let them know you're coming from us. And of course, the guys there will take very, very good care of you. If you need proper recommendations, depending on your budget, you always find budget-friendly phones at Nkunim Phones at Takrady Market Circle. I said we're going to talk about Real Madrid. Yes, Real Madrid are going away to Girona in the La Liga. They had a very, very hard time in the Champions League last night.
Yeah, but I mean,
but they were able to scale.
Yeah. Kylian Mbappe being Kylian Mbappe, the second Real Madrid player to score 4 goals in a game in the Champions League, next to Cristiano Ronaldo. You understand? You know, Ronaldo is his idol, and he scored the second fastest hat-trick in the history of the Champions League. I think that the interval was 6 minutes.
6 or 7 minutes.
No, 6 minutes, 32 seconds. The fastest was Mohamed Salah against Rangers. I think he did some 20 seconds shorter.
The hat trick.
Yes, the fastest hat trick.
This guy
in the Champions League. Mohamed Salah.
And also this Olympic Marseille player.
Which one?
He had this dreadlocks.
Bafetimi
Gomis, yeah, Olympic.
Yes,
he also had one of the fastest hat tricks in Champions.
Players can go. I loved him because of his celebration.
Yeah,
like
He
a tiger.
celebrated like a tiger. Yeah.
Yeah, he also
But
scored
Gomez.
one of the fastest hat tricks.
but Percy, in the Italian Serie A, the big game there is AS Roma against Napoli.
Now, for the Italian league, it has lost substance. It has lost.
That's the top of the table clash.
Yes, and I'm saying Italian league has actually lost substance. Now, if you are talking about Italian league for maybe 5 years ago, yes, that would have been Italian league as we talk about. But for the past 2-3 seasons, it's not one that is really pulling, because one, whom are you going to look at? You know, stars also matters. Now you have, and it is what is also culminating in affecting the Italian national team. Last season you had Retegui with Atlanta. Look at the number of goals he scored. Capo Cannonieri. Now where is he? Saudi League. That's where he's playing. If you go to Juventus, who is their star man? He's not even an Italian. You don't know whether it is Vlahovic. Jonathan David has not really hit the ground running. Coupe Miners. You can talk of Constensao, and these are not high-profile players. Juventus is very inconsistent. Inter Milan, last season, of course, they were there. This season, they don't look like the Inter that they are fourth on the league log. Yeah. Now, the Napoli that also won the league in a glorious fashion last season is third, and AS Roma, whom last season we didn't really see the best of them. Post Mourinho, they were up and down. This season, they are the ones on top. And AC Milan, that we didn't even grade them this season, not playing any European football, are second. So there have been so many, and like I said, the last time that we really had the last great stars was when Cristiano Ronaldo visited them for 3 years, 2018 to 2021. Post him, you can't really get a high-profile player. And the Italians in the 90s and in the 2000s, early 2000s to the mid 2000s, when you had the players in the Italian national team being the mainstays of the Italian league, is no more. Now, unfortunately, you would have even some of the Italians who are their main players playing outside. And for the Italians, they are like the Germans. The one thing that actually keeps the national team in sync is that they all play in the league. Or let's say 90% of them play in the league. So they know how the league is. They know themselves. Italians are always with the Catenaccio and playing a compact. But this is Donnarumma now being sent to City. He has to play as a sweeper keeper. He has to play as a ball playing keeper. That is not how Italian keepers have been. From the Todos to the Buffons to the all of the keepers who have ever come, they are not the ball playing. Now, if you take their their left back, Calafiori, he's playing in Arsenal, and Arsenal system is not what the typical Italians will play. Those times you would have somebody like Zambrotta who was playing either a right back or a left back. He was playing in Juventus, and with the Juventus, you know that this is how they play. They would have a Nesta, they would have a Maldini. Their center back pair, it is not the center back pair that you used to know. At least you would have the Italians playing it, but now they are all out. With their midfield, they got to a time you even had their main midfield player being Verratti playing in the French league. That is why whenever he came to the national team, he wasn't even made a mainstay. They have to play someone like Locatelli because he was the one playing in the league. Now with their up front, apart from probably you can talk of Moiskin, I was telling you Retegui. Retegui is not playing there. Now he's playing in the Saudi league, a different league. So they don't have that system where all of them were playing in the same place. And as a result of them, it culminated in them having the same time. So whichever Italian, Italians, they will never go for a coach other than an Italian because they believe in themselves. When the coach comes, it is so easy to coach them. 2021, when you take Mancini, when he was coaching them, one thing that helped them was that almost everybody was playing in the league. From the goalkeeper in Donnarumma, from the right back, left back in Spinazzola, their right back, you even had Emerson Palmieri, but then he had gone back to the Italian league. Then you had their center back pair. Then you go to their midfield. Their attack, as then Chiesa was playing in the Italian league. You had Ciro Immobile, who was there. You had Belotti. Belotti was also there. Their midfield, you had Jorginho. Jorginho was the only person who was out there. There was Locatelli. So it was practically, if you take Jorginho out, almost the whole 11 were playing there. But subsequently, all the rest, they are scattered. The same thing happens with the German national team. That is what has worried them over the years. Post World Cup 2014, core of their team, about 6 to 7 of them, you would you would have them playing in the German national team. You would even have some of them playing the Bayern team. You would even have some of them playing in the same role or playing next to each other. So it makes it easy to put things together. And this is what is actually worrying the Italian national team. The league is not very competitive, as you should know. It is more like the big wigs that you know. One, I would say, is probably because of the money. You don't have so much money being put in them. Ademola Lookman almost went to Inter Milan, but for the money that is supposed to be paid, just a little over 40 million. Imagine Ademola Lookman was playing in Barca or Madrid or United or PSG or these teams, and he was supposed to be sold. He wouldn't be sold for 40 million, but with all of his exploits in 2023, 2024, he couldn't even go for that much money. So for the Italian league, it's something that has now become, I wouldn't say substandard, but then the level that we know them to be is not the level they are playing at, even in Champions League. Look at where they are.
Well, we would have talked about Al Nassr, but I don't know if the Saudi league is.
There is to talk about. I don't know why you don't want to talk about it.
Which fixture? Your next fixture? When is your next fixture?
Our next fixture, we will play during
somewhere in December. So.
Yes, so December is next week.
But you're not.
Alcolo.
Yeah, so,
They play against Alcolo.
We would have talked about them, but they don't have any.
No. We have to talk
10 games, right? 1 or
they
10.
9 or they won on 9.
We've won all 9.
Yeah.
Our Nassr has won all 9, and they are firing. Ronaldo in front, João Felix behind, with Mane and with Chrissy Coleman. Listen, this team will beat any team in the Premier League.
But when you get to the Champions League, you always lose out on the cups.
Oh no, that was like, I'm talking about this currency. We didn't have.
Any team in the Premier League.
I said this Al Nassr team up front: Ronaldo, João Felix behind, Mane, Coleman. Midfield, you have Brozovic in the midfield, and we have our keeper. And everybody is. You are telling me that if we bring this team to the Champions League, they will qualify and go to final.
You think you are playing against Al Touzafi or Al?
No. Okay. Tell me a front four. No. Oh, let me ask you this question. Tell me a front four in Europe right now that can match this. Ronaldo up front. João Felix behind.
Ronaldo at 40.
Ronaldo at 40. Ronaldo at 40 scored over 50 goals last season.
In the Saudi League.
No, across all body. I'm saying Ronaldo at 40. Ronaldo at 40 is better than 99% of center forwards.
Fine, but who is playing around?
And I am saying that Ronaldo number 9, João Felix number 10. You have Mane on the 11 and Coleman. I am saying that
the same
this
Felix.
Front four,
the same
Coleman will struggle to get into any top team.
Are you telling me?
Struggle to get into the 11 of any top team.
Start mentioning the top three. Let's start from United. Let's start.
Where did João Felix come from?
No,
not even get
let's start.
Where he's coming from. Yes.
Sadio Mane right now. When there is Gakpo, when there is Florian Bates.
He's not better.
What are you telling me?
Sadio Mane.
Mane is better than all. What are you saying?
Who is João Felix better than at a
João Felix.
Which team are you bringing? No, João Felix. Where are you sending him to? Chelsea. No, is it Chelsea? No, I want to know why you. No, that is the coach's preference.
No,
where are you putting João Felix so that I will
not
put him?
Chelsea. Where he's coming from?
You are telling me that Garnacho will start ahead of João Felix. No, I want you to say it.
You are telling
no.
Enzo Fernandez.
No, he has been deployed there, but he can play in the number 11 role.
Oh, but at the 10, you said
I said he will start. This front four will demolish United. They will demolish Liverpool. They will demolish City. The only team that probably will stand against them is Arsenal. They will demolish Chelsea.
This front four.
Ronaldo. I am saying Ronaldo.
Ronaldo 40.
Coleman.
38 and 40-year-old men.
Ah.
You watch that Chelsea and Barcelona game.
Did you watch Club? No, you
high
watch, no,
intensity
you watch Club
of that game, and you think this
Al
Al-Nassr team
watch
can
Club
stand
World Cup.
toe to toe with these
You
teams?
watch Club World Cup.
I did.
This wasn't even Al Nassr. This is Al Hilal.
Al-Nassr were not the best at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, but right now we are the best at the time.
Played
At this
9
time,
matches.
we've won all 9.
The best team
And I am
in
saying that
Saudi-
Al
the
Hilal,
best
look at
team
what
in-
they did to
No.
Manchester City.
No, but the best
Who had
team.
then won the league.
No, but
Sorry,
the best
a
team in
league
Saudi
before.
Arabia
They will not
is
even beat
Al
Aston
Hilal.
Villa.
Yeah,
What are you saying?
They cannot beat Aston.
No, this thing has to come. I think we have to take the best of every team.
Masa, if you are
The best
beating
of every
Al,
league.
if you are beating
No.
boom, concentrate and beat
No,
Al
but
Kaboom.
when we went to the Club World Cup, what did we get to? Semi-final.
And that's Al Hilal
Al Hilal.
being coached by.
They had won the
Inzaghi,
league. Oh. So the
Simeone
best
Inzaghi.
there had beaten the best in Manchester City.
No, they were being coached by Simeone Inzaghi, obviously.
No, but it should tell Simeone Inzaghi had just come there. I am telling you that this Saudi league, as you see it, take the best for Al Hilal, Al Ali,
Al Kaboom.
Al Nassr. I won't add Al Ettifaq. Just these three. Just these three. And Al Ittihad, Benzema's team. Bring them to the Premier League. One of them will win.
Coach of the Premier League.
Maybe the Ghana Premier League.
No, I'm talking about EPL. One of them will win. I'm telling you. One will win. You take them to the Italian league. Top 4.
Messi.
I'm
Are you
surprised.
doing PR job for?
I am not
Saudi
doing
League?
PR job. Watch the Saudi league and you know what I'm talking
We
about.
give you our best condolences.
Kofi.
I think a lot of things. Al Kaboom.
The Ghanaians are going to Stamford Bridge on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of the Arsenal fans were hoping, and it's vice versa. I was talking to Philip, and he was hoping that Bayern Munich would beat Arsenal, because the fact that Arsenal gets a win against Bayern, it gives them that confidence going into that game, and it's a different thing mentally when you're on the back of winning a big game. So both teams are flying at the moment,
It should be a great game.
first against second.
And it's great advertisement for the PL. I mean, look, I have seen everything that Arsenal is trying to do. I think that if everything that Arsenal is trying to do comes to the expected end that we all hope it will be beautiful.
Yeah.
You understand? They are playing well. They are playing with a lot of arrogance. I like teams who play with arrogance. You understand? I mean, against Bayern Munich themselves, you know, this was the first game they had lost all season.
Yes.
Yes. So it tells you that they are no pushovers. And if you look at the Bayern team, yes, there were not a lot of first teamers around. You understand? But Bayern is a team that never lacks a lot of talent. But to see this Arsenal team do it in the manner they had to, with my good friend Madueke coming from the bench and then doing the things that he did, and then Martinelli, the forgotten man, also doing the things.
Odegaard was also back in the team.
Yeah. I think I look. Arsenal have no excuse than to win a lot of laurels this season. In fact, even if they win just one trophy, the manager should be fired.
Even if they win one trophy.
Yes, even if they win just one trophy, because this team is built to go the long haul. They almost have a replacement for every other position. Yeah, they
Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
If you have Kepa on your bench,
Yeah. Kepa na the papi man.
He's an experienced
Which
goalkeeper.
one?
Kepa.
It's Chelsea who made him relevant. You understand? I mean, Chelsea Kepa na the papi. You can
Keeper out to challenge the coach.
Hey, Chelsea.
Coach is a famous film.
Small penalties.
Hey. You think he's not the top goalkeeper?
Anyway, Chelsea have done some small clap. Small.
But
But
what
let's move on. Let's move on. Now, yeah. So on over the weekend, we expect a tough fixture. Chelsea themselves are playing well, but you know, in this particular fixture, the one thing that I feel might go against Chelsea has to be the lack of proper firepower up front. That's the one thing that I feel might go against Chelsea, because look, Arsenal are very mean at the back, very, very mean. Chelsea are strong in midfield. Arsenal are very strong in the midfield. You understand? I mean, if you have all the Zubimendis and the Declan Rices, if Odegaard is coming, if Odegaard is not even fit, and there's Eberechi Ize in there, look, that's a dynamic and mobile midfield. You understand? But Arsenal, I feel, have enough affront to hit Chelsea, and that is where my mind tells me is going to make the difference. The kind of firepower that Arsenal do have. In fact, if Chelsea win this game, I'll be absolutely shocked. Absolutely. I think that if Chelsea win this game, I will be absolutely... The best for Chelsea should be a draw.
Well, when it comes to Chelsea games, when it comes to the big games especially, it's something that I don't really like to rule Chelsea out. If you look at it from goalkeeping to striker, you can say that Arsenal, they overpower Chelsea. But that fight that this Chelsea team has, that determination, they would never make it easy for you. And so the game is at Stamford Bridge, and so I think that this game is one of those games where you cannot predict. We've seen Arsenal against Liverpool when they played against a top team, that when it has to do with the occasion, we've seen Arsenal, and that's the only game that they have lost. Yes, they have learned their lessons from some of those things, but Chelsea is not going to be a pushover this weekend. And if Arsenal can get 3 maximum points at Stamford Bridge, then
that'll be
maybe
a statement
we can start
result.
looking at them.
Yeah, it'll be a statement result.
Potential champions.
Yeah.
Because it will be a big statement for Arsenal. Percy, what do you think about this game quickly?
With the Arsenal game, I think it's not about what I think. Arsenal will win. Arsenal is on fire. Arsenal will win. It's not about Chelsea. Chelsea can't do anything. They shouldn't hope. It's not a matter of hoping. They shouldn't hope of winning any or pulling a new surprise. You can't pull a new surprise against Arsenal at this time.
The guys are asking, calling for call-ins. They want to call into the show because of some of your comments.
Oh no, but what is Chelsea thinking of doing? What do they think they want to do?
No problem.
No, what would they think they want to do? To come and shock them? Bayern came and couldn't do anything. They've beaten practically everybody. And Chelsea is not extraordinary. If they want to pull surprise, it's on Barca. Arsenal are very careful this season. They will beat Chelsea in defense, in attack, in midfield.
Give us a score prediction.
3-0.
Wow.
I said they will beat Chelsea.
Well, Kofi, Liverpool.
I see a red card. I see a red card too.
For
For a long time, Chelsea has not had. For a long time, they've not had.
So they are due a red card.
Yeah, they've not had a red card for a very long time. You know, they had it like 6 consecutive. So I think it's about time that they. Oh no, Chelsea will have a red card.
Well, if you can bet on it, Chelsea to have a red card in the game, or to know about 9 or 8 something. So you can go in that direction. Kofi, Liverpool go away to West Ham at the London Stadium.
They'll be
the
beaten.
Same old Liverpool.
They'll be beaten.
They'll be beaten.
They'll be beaten.
Percy, would anything be different about Liverpool this weekend?
They will lose.
Well, it's unanimous. The guys are saying.
No, but the thing is, it's on a downward spiral. When you are losing, you lose. You lose. See, you lose till you fall.
West Ham are not really that
Playing well. Yeah,
Nottingham Forest had not won the whole season. The whole season. They came to Anfield and beat them 1-2-3. So don't talk about West Ham. I said when you fall, the best is allow yourself to fall and fall flat. Then you rise. If yes, until relax.
Just like when you find yourself in water.
Yes,
you struggle, you sink.
You relax and fall.
Relax.
Then we sympathize with you, but I can. And before you realize, you are at a place that nobody can help you.
Yeah.
So now they should allow and accept. Yes. It is the hope
Allowing and accepting
it is the hope that kills. It is the hope that will kill you.
Yeah.
So don't have that hope.
Allowing and accepting. Does that include firing the manager?
I'm surprised they have kept the manager by now. If it was United by now, they have been calling for his head long time ago. I'm surprised they're allowing these things to see. They should allow if they don't want the manager to go, we are waiting. Second leg, at least we've had our first. United has had their first 3 points. They're waiting for the next.
Will United get 3 points at Palace?
That is the question. That is the $1 million question. Which United will show up? So, in as much as Liverpool are having their fair share, for United, you don't know what to expect. The coach is stubborn. I mean, I don't want to talk about it again. It's like United have accepted 9 league wins in 34. Maybe Opele will not even do this. Opele of Kotoko will not do this. And I don't know if they have something that they are expecting something. And from what Ratcliffe was saying, you have to give him 2-3 years. United, I can't predict, but I won't be surprised with a loss. I won't be surprised with a win. I won't be surprised with a lose. So for me, all three is possible.
Kofi, 9 league wins in almost 40 games. Look, project aside, building aside, giving time aside, it is a terrible record.
It is. But there's a reason you and I are more
No
than
serious
friends.
entity will tolerate that, irrespective of the project that you are on. It tells you that it is not working. You're wasting time.
I think it's working.
Because you are calling for the calculation when it comes to Liverpool and slot and all of that. We can do same for
No, but
us.
a lot
If you
of
have
those
9
no,
over
but a lot of
30,
those losses were accumulated over the last season. That's
but
the
we are
point.
looking at this over time because it's
No,
1 year.
I mean, because the cry last season was that let's give the man time to settle. So I think that the fairest point will be to judge him based on this season's results.
So if United end the season with performances like this and end the season in 10th or 11th, at the end of the season, does he still deserve to be there?
If they end the season 10-11, he needs to be fired.
Ole said something about his tactics, that's Amorim's tactics, that the tactics is built to play better when United do not have more possession. When United are playing against teams that dominate, that's where Amorim's tactics, you get the best out of Amorim's tactics. And statistically, it is true.
Is it true?
It is true. When United come up against teams that dominate, United tend to get the result.
I don't get it.
Because of how that system is built, you realize that United play better when on transition. United create more chances when there's transition. So when you win possession around your penalty area and you have to look for the run of Mbeumo, Ahmad, and all these guys, that's when United create chances and score goals. We saw that against Liverpool. But when United dominate and have to break teams down, the team always struggle.
Well, I think
We saw that against Everton.
Well, I think when United dominates and they have to break teams down, there's the reason why you and I have called for an extra buffer of players. You understand? Because clearly the players are United now. A lot of them are substandard. A lot of them.
Like
My good friend, what's Dogu?
Dogu and Dalo.
Understand?
Somebody said something, Kofi, please let me just say it. He said that when Dogu is playing, you miss Dalo. The moment you bench Dalo and you start Dogu too, you miss the other one. So you don't know which. It was like the era of McFred. You don't know whether to start Fred or McTominay or to put them together and bench another. So between Dogu and Dalo, whom do you start? Kofi, please, you can
That's
continue.
the point.
So what do you
I
expect?
against Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Crystal Palace are a tough side.
Very tough side.
They are playing very well.
They are tougher than Everton.
They play in the Europa League tonight.
Yes.
I think that they are on a very upward spiral. They have a good coach. I think it should be a good test for Manchester United. But if United turns up with some of his best players, I feel in the game against against Everton, you needed a Cunha. You needed somebody who is comfortable with the ball around his feet, can make a lot of things happen. You understand? Because if you watched Everton, United used an entirely... It was almost like a template from last season, where you just cross the ball and hope that something will happen. But if there's Cunha, if there's Benjamin Sesko, United do play differently. They play on the ground, with the ball on the ground. They are comfortable having players who can play in that hole. You understand? So if Cunha, for example, is fit, can play as the false 9, you have somebody like Mason Mount coming and play as one of the 10s. You understand? So I think it should be a good good test for Manchester United.
Well, guys, I don't know. Is there anything you want to touch on? Any of the other games that you want to touch on going into the weekend?
We've talked about Arsenal. We never talked about the City game.
Yes, City. Yes, City,
there's something I wanted to say about Guardiola
against Leeds.
I think the man needs another sabbatical.
I agree.
There are talks that he wasn't impressed with the performance over the weekend, so he dropped all those players to make a statement.
9 Champions League, 9 players. He has issues. I think he has personal issues from the wife.
So he's taking his emotions into management.
No,
he dropped all those players because you were not impressed.
He was not even supposed to be in City this season. He was supposed to go back home. That's the reason why he left. He and his wife are having issues. The wife has left. He's not supposed to be coaching City. There was an agreement. He has to go back home. Now he's the only one in Manchester. It's like he's too obsessed. If you listen to the memoir by Kevin De Bruyne, he's too obsessed with football. Things that are so simple, as simple as we all know, he's trying to complicate and do so. You are coming to play a Champions League game, and you drop 9 players
because he was upset with the guys that played at Newcastle.
So because you are
perform, so he's dropping,
including Haaland.
Yes.
Your whole team, 85% of your goals have been scored by that player, and you drop him.
That's what Slot doesn't have the balls to do with Salah.
And what happened to the one who dropped? For Salah, we all understand that Salah should be dropped, but not 9 players. Guardiola needs either he stops football entirely and concentrates on his house because he's done enough. He can be arguably one of the top 5 coaches of all time, and it's enough. Or he probably takes a step back and relax because he's now hurting his legacy. He's really doing that, and he continues. Last season, it was like, before he realized in the last week, he pushed and he was in the top 4. This season, I don't think he will be that lucky if he continues on this because Arsenal, of course. And from what the other teams are doing, the other small teams, imagine City not playing the Champions League. It will be added to his record. He shouldn't be like Mourinho. If he thinks as of now, he's gotten to the point where he's out of ideas, it's about time he steps back because this weekend is not also going to be easy. Nobody fears City anymore. That's what you should understand. That era is over. Every team opens up. Play, let me play. City, at first, when City scores first, it's over. But now, you score first. This is Newcastle. Because now everybody can match City. Monetary, they can match you. Players-wise, they don't have the best of players in the league. They have the most expensive, but not the best. Even Liverpool has more players. Arsenal has twice the players they have. So it's about time that he either sits back, he makes things easy, or he goes to the sabbatical. Probably he quits coaching.
Kofi, Manchester City Leeds United at the Etihad.
This is a game that City should win.
Yeah,
it's a game they should win. I think that anything beyond 3 points will be disaster.
Well, what do you make of Tottenham's performance in the Champions League against PSG?
They should have allowed United to go.
They should have allowed United to go.
Yeah.
United wouldn't have done any better.
On the contrary, I think they would have.
I think Tottenham saved United embarrassment.
Because Tottenham themselves are embarrassing themselves. I've watched their surgeon in the Champions League this season, and I think it's been nothing short but embarrassing. I heard the coach talk about some positive yesterday because they scored 3 goals against PSG. You know, one of the critical points that has been constantly drawn up to this Tottenham squad has to be the lack of creativity, the lack of goals. You understand? And coach always points to some of his best creative players getting injured. What's the name of that? Kulusevski. You understand? James Maddison is also injured, and then you have recently the Ghanaian boy also being injured. You understand? Mohamed Kudus. You understand? So I think that there's something wrong with Spurs. Look, Xavi Simons is not playing well. Nobody's talking about them. You understand? I mean, for all of the hype, for all of the big money move,
Kudus is not playing well.
Kudus himself is.
Kudus has always had a problem. You know, I chanced on a certain argument where people felt that Kudus has to do a lot to increase his stats, as in goals and assists.
Yeah.
because it's one area that he's very much short on. And nobody really cares about the dribbles and the take-ons, you understand? At the end of the day, he needs to start scoring goals and he needs to start creating a lot of assists, you understand? So I think that is the reason why he probably moved to Tottenham for the next level development. So, but Tottenham themselves, I do not think they are playing that well at this material time.
Well, the Chelsea fans are really having a go at Percy in the comment section, and keep the comments coming. It's been a wonderful show today.
Yeah, the most emotional.
We've talked about the Champions League. We've talked about the weekend games. We've looked at slot. We've looked at Chelsea against Barcelona, Chelsea against Arsenal. I think that will be a very, very difficult game for both sides. At the same time, very interesting for the neutrals. And so it's been very, very interesting. Kofi has been here. Percy has been here. And remember, I gave a roll call earlier on in the show. So if your name was mentioned, somebody has to represent that group here on Monday. And let's talk about Liverpool and let's
With
see
another defeat.
what exactly the way forward is. How do you feel as a Liverpool fan? What do you think? So it will be another show on Monday here on the morning show on Sports 101 channel here on YouTube. So keep your notifications on and then keep the comments coming through until Monday. But remember, the Fantasy Premier League is on as well. Get your teams ready. Join the Fantasy Premier League, the Sports 101 FPL. The code is on the screen, and so it's not too late to join. The interesting prizes at the end of the season. Let's see how another match day goes this weekend. Last week wasn't too good. Hopefully this week we'll get some players giving us some very good points this week. So until Monday, have a lovely weekend, and let's assemble here again for another edition of Sports 101.